What a game for Tajon Buchanan, gentlemen. Becomes just the second Canadian to score a hat trick in the major European leagues behind Jonathan David, who did it for Lille. That's right, Tajon Buchanan with a hat trick and a 5-0 win for Villarreal. When you look at that type of performance, I mean, A, how impressed were you, Jordan? And would you say he's back, given all the injuries he's had to deal with the last few years?
Yeah, I was very impressed. It's not easy to score a hat trick from someone who's only scored a goal in a game. I've never scored a brace in my life. I know how difficult that could be, but it's just his productivity. I think when you say, was he back? I think we saw the signs when he played against Ukraine and how direct he was just from the beginning of that match, and the assists that he gave and the fact that he was doing nutmegs and just running beyond. That's the Tajon that we know and love. And even if you take some time to look at that first goal, the movement that he does to kind of check short and then running behind, nutmeg the defender, then go top corner as well on the near post, that's Tajon, making something out of nothing, making sure that when he has those opportunities, something comes of it. So I love his movement. I love that the fortune seems to be working for him as well, because some of those goals, he's in the right place at the right time, Wheels. But this is who we know Tajon to be, a game changer, someone who's direct, uses that pace. But he has that perfect balance between pace and finesse. He can beat players 1v1, but then has the strength and speed to get by them as well. A Hattie? Go on, Tajon.
I'm thrilled. Week 2 of the La Liga season, didn't start the opening match, and to do that in his second game, you're hoping that this is a sign that Tajon Buchanan is back. And the reason why you say he left, well, it was injury and circumstance. Over the last 19 months since making the move to Inter Milan originally, he's played less than 860 minutes of football. Like, that's less than 10 minutes a month over that span. And now, coming back the way that he did, has his future settled, not playing behind Denzel Dumfries anymore. It seems like it could be a defined role for him under a very good manager, Marcelino. You know you have confidence, Jordan, when you go like salad through the legs and then go high heat into the top of the net. Like, what a goal that was. We just know the player that Tajon can be. But if you're not fit, and if you're not getting opportunity at the club level, then how can you progress? At 26, he is right smack dab in his prime, and you hope that this is a sign of things to come. He is the captain of the Yellow Submarine, and what could be a big season. They're a good team playing in a good league, playing European football as well. Go on, Tajon. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come.
Well, exactly. And you mentioned already the lack of minutes that he got in the last few years because of injury. And when you just look at it, I mean, in the 2022-23 season, he missed 113 days because of injury when he had made such a name for himself in that incredible run into World Cup qualifying. 23-24 also missed 25 days. And then the 24-25 season, because we know, gentlemen, of a broken tibia, 136 days. So, I mean, yes, little injuries here and there, but pretty big ones that kept him out for a substantial period of time. So do you also think that, have we seen the best of Tajon Buchanan because of that, Wheels? And do you think load management as well is going to be a big thing, as once again, we're heading into a World Cup year?
Load management for all players is relevant, but I think you just need to unleash the beast right now. You just got to let him cook, because that's how he's going to improve. It's not just the injuries that are kind of in the rearview mirror. It's now he has clarity. Like, he's playing a defined position. He's playing on the right side of a 4-4-2, just like he's playing his international football. No more right back, wing back. Like, he's an out and out right midfield player. I think that clarity, playing within a very good team construct under a very good manager, allows him to go on and do his thing. And if you want him to hit his stride, because he's a fit player, like, whether it was hamstring, broken leg is kind of a different scenario, Andy. Right now, I just think he needs to play as much top-notch football as possible. We've seen him do it before with Club Bruges, do really well in the Champions League with his first taste. So he has pedigree playing in a top competition like that as well. I just want to see him play and produce on a regular basis. And in a team like Villarreal, although there's a lot of very good players in the team, players like Buchanan get opportunity. So I really think it's a great spot for him and a chance to go out and be that dynamic attacking player that we know he is.
Trails, Wheels just touched on it, but the clarity that in his new role that Tajon is finding breeds confidence. Like now you're seeing the Tajon that we know, which is a swagger. And for me playing this game as well, just looking at players, attacking players specifically, when they're running at you and feel like they're going to get by you, you're literally so fearful as a defender. You have to get everything right constantly. And that's what you want from Tajon, specifically when you look at Villarreal, but also for Canada, to be the guy to unlock the key and to break teams wide open. And if he's feeling that way, giving players a salad, a nutmeg, instead of playing it across, he's going top corner. Like that's the selfish, like that's the Tajon we want with the tunnel vision to go and change games. So he's always had it, but Wheels are so right. That clarity in the position is just breeding confidence now, and he's starting to be his best self. That's what we need, because him playing that type of way, he's honestly unplayable.
There's two ways of being back. There's physically, which he clearly is, and then there's mentally. And that seems to be the case here with Tajon Buchanan, which of course is always good news. Yes, for Villarreal, but for Canadian fans and Jesse Marsh.
Just got to unlock the key, Jordan. Just got to unlock the key. I'm not sure that's the way the expression. Usually I'm the one that's butchering expressions on this program. Unlock the key.
I like unlock the key. I'm going to say it from now on. Shout out to my boy, Wheels. Unlock the key.
I had to call you out on that because usually I'm the one that's taking it, right? So,
listen.
Mondays.
Keys usually do the unlocking, but who's unlocking the key? Okay, I felt like that was
more than
deep.
one key. More than one.
Deep. But not to be outdone, guys. Hold on, not to be outdone. Jonathan David is like, I see you, Tajon. Answer, because now Jonathan David becomes the second Canadian player to score a goal in Serie A. That's after Tajon Buchanan, because that's what David did. So he gets, he starts here for Juventus, and in his debut on Sunday, gets a goal. But here's the big question, because we know what Jonathan David can bring, and I feel a lot of people who are CONCACAF fans know what Jonathan David can bring. But now he's with Juventus. This is a storied club, storied franchise. Would him shining at Juventus put his name amongst the top strikers in the world, Jordan?
Yes, the doubters and haters, because there are them always with strikers and just with players in general, can't ignore him any longer. I think people that have watched him for the past 4 or 5 years, you're looking at him, when is he not going to produce numbers? But then the caviar, what kind of always hung over his head was like, okay, you're doing it in League you're doing it for Lille. Wait till you get to the big stage. Now's the big stage. And when you watch this match, I just looked at it back as well, some highlights, and even just watching it, he was steadfast. Like there were times balls played into him, so many players around him, and he had to make something happen. It didn't always work. But I love that attacker, the way that he was, just had to get that inch in front of a defender to put it in. It was a great finish outside of the foot, but he's staying the course. This is what you want to see. Serie A is not a Mickey Mouse league. It's very defensive, very structured for a player at Juve who needs goals to step up in a big moment. People can't ignore him any longer. So I love that he got that start. And just from players that I've played with as well that come to a new club, obviously it wasn't Juve and Juve dollars. But when you look at it, once you score a goal, that's when you feel like you're a part of the team. Once you break that ice and you're like, hey, I'm here to stay, and you start to silence some of the haters, then you feel more like yourself. So I love that Jay David did that this weekend. But there's just going to be more to come, Wheels.
How many clubs are going to kick themselves that they didn't go in and make a deal happen with Jonathan David? That's what screams out to me. It was available on a free. Yeah, pay the agent fees. Do whatever you got to do. Get that guy's signature. And Juve had the wherewithal to make that push. And look, the knock on Jonathan David just isn't, the Lille thing, playing in League 1, which, he won a league title by the way there, coming on top of PSG, doing it in the Champions League. It's not as if he doesn't have a resume, but I think it's like his profile that people underestimate. Like the fact that he is more substance and style. Like you're not hearing this all the time, or look at me. Mm-hmm. Like he just lets his play on the field do the talking. He's not the tallest. He's not that like strapping 6'2", 6'3" striker that every Premier League club wants and desires. He's just a different type of player, but that doesn't mean he can't be an absolute superstar in this game. Jordan mentioned the goal, just the way that he got in front of that defender. Like, not all strikers have the instinct to get that first step quick enough to get in front of a striker in a position like that. And with Juve, he's going to get a ton of service. Like, Juventus can be a protagonist. I think that Serie A this season is going to be much more wide open. I know that Napoli, Andy's happy about this, are probably the bookmaker's favorite right now. But Juve has a team, maybe a little bit more question marks at the back, but as a team that can go push towards the top end of the table and try to do some damage in Champions League as well. And Jonathan David's going to be a big part of that. And if and when he's able to do that this season or the next season or whatever, then perhaps he'll start getting some of the respect that he deserves. And when I say respect, I don't think I'll disagree with Jordan to a certain degree. I don't think that there's disrespect towards him directly. I just think that he is oftentimes resides in the shadow of other number nines. But we live in a world today that who are those top number nines? Like, clubs are willing to pay over the odds to get players in that play that role who have significant question marks. And Jonathan David, for me, there's no question how good he is. He's just about a lock and as sure of a thing as they get. So well done. Great debut, which sets the table. Scoring a goal early once you move to a new club, Andy, it can pay dividends where every week it's not like, oh, has he scored yet? No, he's hit the ground running, which means good thing for both club and the player.
And didn't just score his first goal with any club. I mean, we are talking about Juventus, who at one point won 9 straight Serie A titles. They have struggled of late. So there's a reason why they call Jonathan David the Iceman. Ice in his veins, gets his first goal. Imagine if he could get Juventus back at the top. They're already getting Michelangelo somehow to do a sculpture of him.
David, Michelangelo's Jonathan David.